War veteran Will Sharp, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, finds himself in dire need of $231,000 to cover his wife Amy's surgery costs. He turns to Danny, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, his adoptive brother with a long history in crime, who persuades Will to join a daring $32 million bank robbery. Danny recruits Will specifically for his exceptional driving skills, knowing he can handle any vehicle with precision. Despite his initial reluctance, Will eventually agrees to participate when Danny assures him it's for the sake of Amy. The heist nearly goes off without a hitch until Officer Zach, played by Jackson White, who visits the bank to ask out a teller, stumbles upon the situation and becomes a hostage of Danny. The stolen money is divided into 4 bags, each containing $8 million. A shootout ensues between one of the robbers and Officer Mark, played by Cedric Sanders, Zach's partner. The LAPD's Special Investigation Section, SIS, arrives and takes down all the members of the crew except for Will and Danny, who make a desperate retreat toward the garage. Will and Danny manage to escape with 1 bag of money each. During a struggle between Danny and Zach as Zach tries to flee, Will accidentally shoots Zach. Despite Will's desire to help Zach, Danny insists they leave him behind and flee. Mark eventually finds Zach and calls for an ambulance. The brothers, unable to escape through the building's rear exit due to police surrounding it, resort to hijacking an ambulance. Inside is EMT Cam Thompson, played by Isa Gonzalez, who is providing medical aid to the wounded Zach. Danny holds Cam hostage inside the ambulance, coercing her to persuade the SIS team to allow them through the barricade by highlighting the critical condition of the dying cop inside. Meanwhile, Mark discovers the injured ambulance driver and realizes the vehicle has been hijacked. A chase ensues, culminating in an alleyway where Cam tries to flee using a fire extinguisher but is swiftly captured again by Danny. SIS Captain Monroe, played by Garrett Dillahunt, arrives at the scene and deploys helicopters to pursue the hijacked ambulance. Danny instructs Will to continue driving towards their backup car location. Inside the ambulance, Cam persuades Danny to assist her in using a defibrillator and convinces Will to donate blood to Zach. Meanwhile, Monroe orders electronic snipers to identify communication devices on board the ambulance. They discover a satellite phone and police scanners. Danny then contacts Poppy, played by A. Martinez, a criminal associate of his father's, seeking assistance in evading the police in exchange for $8 million. Poppy and his son Roberto begin preparing a vehicle with heavy weaponry for the task. When Cam intervenes to prevent Danny from shooting Mark, who has been pursuing them, Danny responds by threatening to throw her off the ambulance. The situation intensifies when the police are forced to back off upon discovering that Monroe's dog is inside Mark's police vehicle. FBI agent Anson Clark, played by Keir O'Donnell, a former friend of Danny's, takes charge of the case. Clark reveals that Danny has been involved in bank robberies since he was 17 years old and that his father has a notorious reputation. Clark suggests that Danny is seeking a way out of the situation since he didn't go through with killing the cop. In the midst of escalating tensions, Will urges Danny not to harm Cam. As Zach's condition deteriorates, Cam, assisted by Will, performs emergency surgery. Despite her lack of experience and dealing with a ruptured spleen, Cam manages to successfully complete the surgery with guidance over the phone from specialist doctors. Meanwhile, Danny takes over driving while Will supports Cam. Cam pleads with Will to intervene and stop Danny, but Will remains committed to getting her safely out of the situation. Unfortunately, the phone connection to the doctors is lost due to low battery, just as Zach's spleen ruptures during extraction. In such cases, a patient typically has only 60 seconds to live. Cam improvises by using a clamp to block the artery, but the doctors are unaware of her success. Meanwhile, Monroe, unaware of Cam's life-saving efforts, proceeds with plans to snipe Will and Danny without considering negotiations for Cam's safety. Clark manages to reach Cam via Zach's phone, warning her to take cover from the snipers. Despite the danger, Cam prioritizes saving Zach's life and alerts Will and Danny about the approaching snipers. Danny, frustrated with Cam's interference, considers shooting her, but Will steps in, sparking a conflict between the brothers about their current predicament. After the intense altercation, Will and Danny eventually find a moment of reconciliation. They decide to listen to music together, attempting to ease the tension and find some semblance of peace amidst the chaos. In the Los Angeles River, helicopters pursue the ambulance as Danny fires shots at them. Will and Danny navigate in the opposite lane of the interstate, causing several accidents in their wake. Seeking cover, Danny hides the ambulance beneath a bridge, where it is swiftly repainted by Poppy's associates. Danny offers Will an opportunity to walk away, emphasizing that this is his chance to escape the escalating danger. However, Will steadfastly refuses to abandon Danny, choosing to stay by his side despite the risks. During this tense moment, Cam discovers more about Will's personal life. He has a daughter, and his wife is battling cancer, necessitating the stolen money for her urgent surgery. Under the bridge, multiple ambulances are dispatched in various directions by Poppy's crew, aiming to confound Monroe's pursuit teams and complicate their efforts to track down the stolen vehicle. Following Poppy's directives, Roberto, portrayed by Jesse Garcia, drives an empty ambulance rigged with C4 explosives towards the police. Simultaneously, he equips other vehicles with machine guns to exacerbate the chaos, resulting in further injuries and collateral damage. Among those caught in the crossfire is Monroe, who sustains wounds during the intense firefight. Witnessing Roberto's escape after leaping out of the booby-trapped ambulance, Mark takes up pursuit, determined to apprehend him amid the unfolding mayhem. In a dramatic turn of events, Mark successfully tracks down Roberto and engages in a deadly confrontation, ultimately fatally shooting him. This outcome leaves Poppy deeply angered and grief-stricken. Meanwhile, Will and Danny manage to escape to Poppy's hideout. At the hideout, tensions rise as Poppy demands that Will and Danny abandon Zach and Cam to their fate. However, Will adamantly refuses to comply, forming an unexpected alliance with Danny. Together, they take decisive action to eliminate Poppy and his entire crew. Back in the ambulance, Zach regains consciousness and entrusts his partner's gun to Cam, a pivotal moment that shifts the dynamics of their predicament. In the midst of the chaos, Cam accidentally shoots Will with Zach's gun. Danny rushes to place Will inside the ambulance for urgent medical attention. Despite his injuries, Will manages to gather a bundle of cash and pleads with Cam to deliver it to his wife. At the hospital, Danny discovers Zach's gun inside the ambulance. His anger flares when Cam confesses that she was the one who shot Will. Danny reflects on Will's bravery in saving Zach and Cam's lives. Emotions running high, Danny confronts the reality of the situation with a mix of grief and fury, acknowledging Will's sacrifices in a tense and heartbreaking moment. Danny vows to kill Cam along with himself on live television before confronting the police. Will, left with no other choice, shoots Danny in the back. Danny apologizes to Will before he dies from his injuries. The police arrest a heavily injured Will and take him inside for surgery after Cam says that he saved Zach's life. Cam secretly gives some of the heist money to Amy for her surgery, and Zach, when questioned by the police about his injuries, tells them that Will saved his life. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more film caps.